So we are here now with Mark Phibbs. It's the EMEA marketing vicepresident, if it's right, I'm saying like this, from Adobe. And in February of this year, you've been named Adobe's vice president of marketing for EMEA. So we start with the first question. What are your responsibilities now at this moment, Mark?
Thank you. It's great to be here in Barcelona. My responsibilities are all marketing strategy and execution across Europe, Middle East and Africa for all of the products that Adobe brings to market, which is primarily across two businesses for us, our digital media business, which people know and love for many years now, things like Photoshop, Creative Cloud, etc. And then our digital marketing business, which is a newer business for Adobe, but is now something like $1 billion business for Adobe, and we are now the leading provider of what we call the Marketing Cloud solution for marketeers around the world who are revolutionizing their marketing by moving down the digital marketing space.
What goals do you expect to achieve from your new position?
Well, I've been with Adobe now for coming up to 9 years. I have a lot of experience internationally with the company, and I was asked to take on the European market because we want to achieve greater revenue results here. My goal is to ensure that we are achieving the same or better results in Europe as we do in North America.
Okay.
So that's going to take some time, but I think there is huge opportunity here, and I'm very inspired by my own staff and what I see amongst customers in terms of innovative use of technology in EMEA.
After 10 years working in your company, how do you value your career at Adobe?
Clearly I've just been promoted earlier this year to vice president, so that's nice for me, and I value that aspect of things. I think what's interesting for me is that Adobe is constantly evolving. 5 years ago, we really didn't have a digital marketing business. Now we're the leader in that space. And for me, after spending more than 25 years in technology, traditionally I would market and sell to IT heads. Now we're marketing and selling to the central marketing officer and marketing professionals like myself. So that's a very, very interesting thing and quite a fun thing for a marketeer to be really questioning the way you do things and moving everything to digital and being an opinion leader in this space. So it's very, very interesting. I feel very fortunate to have this opportunity to move to Europe as well and deal with all these fascinating cultures and companies and customers and really transform the way we're doing things and the way they're doing things.
And Spain will be an interesting country for you also, no? Because
Spain's absolutely an interesting country for me. I've been here many times on personal holidays. I have Spanish friends, and I think there's tough economic times in Spain, as we all know, but I think that requires companies and individuals to be more innovative and flexible than they might have been in the past, and I think with the move to digital marketing, it's a great example of that.
It's a good moment, no? A moment
to seize the day there.
You've been the marketing director of the areas of Asia Pacific. What do you think, or what do you see the differences you observed with the region EMEA in which you are operating now, no? With these other countries who are also very developed, very strong, very aggressive, no?
The big engine of growth in Asia Pac is China. The big engine of growth in EMEA is Germany.
Ah, yes.
Okay, so there's some similarities there. Clearly, economically, Asia Pacific is more robust than EMEA overall at the moment. But Asia's had its economic crises as well in the past and has adapted and now doing very well. I think EMEA has the same opportunity to achieve that. But I see incredibly skilled people and incredible technology and innovation in EMEA, equivalent to what I saw in Asia Pac. I mean, tomorrow I'm going to visit Versava, which is a very innovative and world-class agency here in Barcelona. The creative skills in Europe are very, very strong, and both in advertising and marketing and innovation. So I think if the continent can harness those skills, this region has a great future.
Mark Sablan, President for Adobe EMEA, valued positively your experience in the company and your understanding of the vision of Adobe. What do you think you can bring to your company from your new position? What's the point, the strongest point you can give with your view of these other countries you've been working in this new job for you?
I have very much a global perspective. And I think I have very strong relationships with our corporate headquarters and our business units. And I think I can help and assist EMEA become even better at marketing and connecting with our customers. The job of a marketeer today is to tell a story and make an emotional connection between the brand and the customers you're trying to target. I see that as my role by using the latest in digital marketing techniques, and because we're selling and marketing these solutions, it's beholden on us to be a real role model in the use of social marketing, in the use of web marketing, in the use of email marketing, and to really show the way there.
Now, speaking more about Adobe, what are the marketing strategies you are following or you will be following from your new position? Which do you think have to be the priorities for a tech company as Adobe when designing marketing strategies? What are your ideas?
It's a really great question. You know, today we spend 74% of our marketing budget online on digital.
A lot.
So the days of spending traditional, certainly for us as a company, are getting less and less. There'll still be traditional. I still think the mix is important. But my two big bets for EMEA marketing are web and social. We are increasing the amount of social marketing we do dramatically because that needs to be combined with traditional PR in order to connect with your customers, whatever industry you're in. Because everyone's on Twitter, everyone's on Facebook, everyone's on LinkedIn, and you would ignore these properties at your own peril. And it's up to companies to provide the content, the genuine interaction with your brand, and as opposed to in the past controlling the whole conversation, all marketeers can hope to do today is hopefully manage the conversation. Because in a sense, the consumer is now in control. And the customer is in control. They will choose and they will listen to their friends on Facebook of what they think of a brand or what they think of a product, and that means a lot to them. So today, for example, in Adobe, we can measure a increase in revenue when someone is a fan of Photoshop on Facebook as opposed to not being a fan. So those who are fans of Photoshop on Facebook spend more with us those who are not fans. So the fact that we have 5 or 6 million fans on Facebook for Photoshop is an amazing thing for Adobe, because we can get a message to 5 million of our dearest customers, very quickly, whereas before we weren't able to. Secondly, I think what's happening today is everyone does their consideration online today. Whereas in the past you might go into a retail store or whatever. Today to do it online, so we need to ensure our customer experience online is as good as it can be. So when they search the web, they find what they're looking for. They're having an engaging, interesting experience, and they're being informed, so that then they can choose what and when they want to buy. I speak a lot at industry conferences and to the press, and this is a revolutionary thought across multiple industries. Think, for example, amongst your listeners or readers, would you do business with a bank that didn't have a great internet banking site? I think the answer is no.
Yes.
And when was the last time your viewers went into a car dealership without knowing the model, the make, probably the color choices, and the engine size of car they wanted to purchase? All they're going into the store for is to smell the feel of the new car and perhaps to test drive the car. That's it. They don't want any salesperson talking to them about details because they've done that research online. So, a really interesting thing recently, I had the fortunate thing of talking to UniCredit, one of the big Italian banks. And initially they started off their whole web approach by thinking about the web as another branch. He then said, we've changed this, Mark, now to say that the web is the bank. The website is the bank. Because everyone does their consideration in banking online, and occasionally you might go into a branch for certain things. So I think this is revolutionizing the role of marketing and the role of marketing in the context of the overall business. So it's a great time.
And it's also difficult for people, marketing specialized or professionals who are older than you are young. I think they will get, or they have some problems with this, no? Because they are sometimes behind the consumer, no? You say revolution,
right.
People are changing, people are more on Facebook, people look your products in the web, and then they know more than the people who are selling them. So some people have problems with this, I think, no, or not?
You're quite right. Sometimes it's generational. I'm not that young. And I think it's a matter of embracing this new world and learning. So I don't have that many Twitter followers. I'd like to have more, so maybe some of your viewers can become my Twitter followers. But it's a matter of learning, and everyone's on a journey here, and people shouldn't feel afraid to experiment and try things. I mean, that in a sense is the new world. In the new world of online and digital, you want to still have a very creative concept. You've got to have a compelling idea. All the technology in the world, if you don't have a compelling idea, it's not going to mean anything. I was just at Cannes Lion recently, and that was fascinating because really I see the role of the advertising agencies changing going forward as well. Their core value proposition for me is they're the idea factory. Okay, they need to come up with the compelling emotional hook or connection of the brand to the consumer. And then the good ones will apply technology to allow consumers to interact with the brand. And Adobe is one of the leaders in providing that. And what was interesting for me, it was my first Cannes Lion a few weeks back. And what was interesting to me is how many technology companies are now there, and the fact that whilst we were there, Adobe was the second most talked about brand after Ogilvy on social at Cannes Lion, which is quite a change, right? Because this is an advertising festival, not an IT festival.
Yes. Adobe is an American company, North American company. It's in California. Where's the headquarters?
Headquarters is in San Jose.
San Jose, California. So you have the California spirit, the open spirit of California, Silicon Valley. That's also different. I think this makes you also different to other European companies who are sometimes more slower, more behind, other kind of thinking. Or you don't think like this?
Look, I think you're right. It depends on the company, and it depends on the role of marketing in the company. Some companies are very marketing-oriented organizations. Think of Nike, think of Coca-Cola.
But all Americans.
Think of
North Americans company.
Adobe. But let me think of some European companies. Think of Vodafone.
Okay, that's
a very marketing-oriented company. Think of Audi. Think of Renault, Nissan, who were speakers at our digital marketing summit. Think of UniCredit. Big Italian bank. These are quite traditional businesses.
That's right, also.
And you're right. I mean, what it requires is people to be willing to take a risk and show, hey, there's a new world out there. And in fact, what the great thing is with digital marketing, for the first time in history, marketeers can prove the return on their investment.
That's right.
The traditional thing was, trust me, I want to spend this $3 million on this campaign. I think it will work.
Yes, I think, yes.
Now the scenario is invest $2 million and here's the return in terms of hits to the website, new orders, and therefore revenue I will get as a result. It's a completely different scenario, which is why I think now is an amazing time to be in marketing.
That's right. Adobe has a wide portfolio of tools which comprise the whole life cycle of content, ranging from creation and publishing to metrics and optimization. How can advertisers take advantage of this power for their marketing and advertising strategies, Mark?
Absolutely. I think the advantage that Adobe has in this space is that we have been working with marketeers for the last 25, 30 years. Everybody knows Photoshop, everybody knows Creative Suite, and they're building their marketing assets using our tools, and so too their agencies. What we've done now is we're combining that strength in digital media, and we're now allowing people to measure and analyze the return on that marketing investment, and we're allowing them to deliver it across multiple platforms. Okay? And we're allowing them to manage that digital content, because this is hard today. In the past, you would simply build the TV campaign and you'd get your agency to manage it and that would be it. Now, you've got to have the right content for mobile, for tablet, for desktop. Okay? And it all has to work wherever the consumer wants to interact. Easy to say, difficult to do. Via our marketing cloud technology and our creative cloud technology, we're looking at simplifying that whole creative workflow from creation right through ideation to delivery and measurement.
So it's a long chain. In the future, we will see some Adobe automatic creation software to make the creation for the agency or for the.
You're always going to need individuals with creative ideas, but hopefully, what our technology can do is take away some of the more painful parts of the process. If you think about a creative brief today, a client will brief an advertising agency, they'll come up with a concept, they'll send that across, maybe they'll courier it to them, maybe they'll use Send Now or whatever to them, someone will write comments on it, back and forth, back and forth. If that could all be done in two clouds, a creative cloud and a marketing cloud, where you've got a track of everything that's happening, you can get much more productivity out of your creative professionals. You can get quicker response. And of course, in the world of digital, it's all about speed.
Yes, all right.
In the past, you had the luxury of spending a few weeks doing a campaign.
This time you don't have to.
Now, you've got to do things, as we would say, in milliseconds.
Yeah.
Because it's your delivery on your website when someone comes in with a particular profile, are you delivering an experience that's relevant to them, or are you delivering a generic experience? A great example I always use is last year's Super Bowl in the US. Oreo cookies is a well-known chocolate cookie in the US. And during the Super Bowl, and as you know, it's where more advertising is spent, I think, than anywhere in the world in a 1-hour time slot. There was a blackout during that Super Bowl. And Oreo updated their website and their whole social feed on Twitter to say Oreo cookies taste just as good in the dark. It exploded on social, and they got a better return on investment than any advertiser at the Super Bowl, even those who spent hundreds of millions of dollars. So this is what the new world's about.
That's right.
In terms of social. So I think marketeers need to be thinking in new ways and to be open to new ways of doing it.
And you help them with your softwares and with your tools. What is your strategy to approach these kind of clients? How will you get your nice tools to this kind of clients? What are you thinking?
I think our challenge is to ensure that more senior level people, central marketing officers and heads of online marketing, understand that Adobe is a leader in this digital space and not just the Photoshop company or the Creative Cloud company. So we're doing some very high level events where we're partnering with people like Publicis, the large agency group, people like Sapient, people like Accenture Interactive, all of which have standardized their marketing solutions on the Adobe Marketing Cloud. Because, of course, many companies rely on the likes of Publicis and Razorfish for their creative ideas, for their marketing services. So those companies are now building our technology into their services offerings to target those people. We'll be doing high-level events. Every year we do an Adobe Digital Marketing Summit. In 2014, that will be in London again in May timeframe. And we get about 3,000 digital marketeers from across EMEA. It's by some measures the largest digital marketing event in the region. And I was just reviewing the feedback from last year's event, and it's incredibly positive. Likewise, we'll continue to use digital as a way of connecting with our core target audience across EMEA, which fundamentally are the people spending a lot on digital marketing. These are the banks, the telcos, the media companies, the online travel companies, etc., etc. And we feel like we have a pretty compelling solution.
Recently, Adobe has introduced the biggest evolution of Creative Cloud known so far. What is new in this product?
Absolutely, and it's been an exciting time for us because the whole thing we came across is the fact that we were developing our products in 12, 18-month life cycles. But in fact, we were coming up with new technology all the time that we wanted to deliver to our customers immediately. We wanted to provide our customers with a much better workflow and much better technology environment. We wanted to build community of creative professionals, so we bought a company called Behance, which is the world's leading online community of creative professionals. We wanted to provide online storage and for people to collaborate online. So we came up with the concept of Creative Cloud. It's fundamentally all the applications that you have from Adobe traditionally, Photoshop, InDesign, Dreamweaver, etc., all in the cloud as a subscription service. It's a more affordable offering as well because you can pay by the month or by the year. Of course, you join up with Creative Cloud. You then download the applications to your desktop, so you can still use your applications whether you're connected to the internet or not. In addition, it gives you this online storage, it gives you these community features and collaboration, and we're building in products to allow sync and store between iPads and other devices and the Creative Cloud products. And so far we're really, really pleased. We're well ahead of our projections of moving our traditional software business to a subscription-based service. And our customer satisfaction amongst our Creative Cloud users is much higher than those who traditionally bought shrink products.
So they are moving to this, no?
They're moving to it, and they're happier than they were. So we're very pleased, but it's a big change for our customers, and I think we've got a job to do to ensure our customers understand what it is and what it isn't. Like some customers were confused that if they moved to Creative Cloud, if they weren't connected to the internet, they couldn't use their applications. That's wrong, right? And that's our job to educate and communicate.
Yes. Also, they can think that they lost the control. No, they say you have the cloud, the control. You have the control of our things, or you have the access to our works. No, I don't know if they can think like this. No, that they want it on their own PC.
Oh, sure, some people do.
They feel more safer than in the cloud.
You're right. But if you think, the analogy I always use is, if you think a few years ago, that used to be the case with music. And now people accept that their music is in the cloud via iTunes or Spotify or whatever. And I think the same thing is happening with software.
Changing in the mind.
And the mindset, right? But you're right. We've got to make sure it's secure. And we've got to make sure people have access to the data no matter when. And we've got to make sure if they choose to not subscribe at some point, they can still access their files.
Do you see a difference between your American clients with their mind? They have possibly more open-minded, I don't know, and the European or Asian clients, is there different or is it similar?
I think there's some difference. I would say there's some differences in Europe, actually.
Yes, here in Europe.
I think I've noticed our German clients are a little more reticent to move to the cloud than our Spanish and French and UK clients. Because I think the German psyche is very much one of control and alles in Ordnung, and that's what they're used to, this environment. And they want to know every aspect of it, which is fair enough. That's why they're a very successful economy. So I think we're trying an approach to take a different approach to education in our German market than we are in some of the other markets.
That's right. Yes, I think one of the last. Will we see something new in this platform soon?
Well, the great thing about the Creative Cloud is we can innovate constantly. So you're a Creative Cloud member. If we come up with a new feature, and we're going to be coming up with new deblur features in Photoshop, we can deliver that immediately. You're not having to wait for the next release in 12 months' time to get that. So that's very, very exciting for us. And of course, on the digital marketing side, we continue to innovate. We've just bought a large French company called Neolane, which is a leader in email marketing and campaign marketing. So we're now starting to integrate Neolane into the Adobe family, and we'll continue to acquire as we need to expand our business going forward.
Are you happy now with finish this kind of? Are you happy with the Spanish market evolution for your company? Because we're here in Barcelona, in this nice city, and I want to ask you, or how do you see now at this moment the market in our country, in Spain, where we are sitting in this moment?
Look, I think like other markets in EMEA, Spain has amazingly innovative people, a well-educated population, and innovative companies. Economically, times have been clearly tough for Spain, right? And so we need to adjust our business appropriately. But I'm confident with all those things going for Spain, there'll be great opportunities going forward. If I think of some of your leading banks like Santander, and if I think about Vesava and agencies here, people are doing great things in Spain. And so I don't think it will be easy, but I think clearly there's great opportunity here.
So you look optimistic to the future of your company here in our country at this moment? No?
Absolutely.
Okay. And so some other new products we will see in the next time. If you can advance something, because this is a market who's moving so fast, so different. Is there something new you are preparing, or you can speak? I don't know if you can tell us something. Or
yeah, look, all I would say is on digital marketing, that's going to continue to grow.
Okay.
And what we're trying to be is the one-stop shop for marketeers.
Okay.
So they go to the marketing cloud and it has everything they require to be successful in digital. And likewise on the creative cloud, everything a creative professional requires to deliver that great video campaign, that great photo experience, that great web experience. And over time, we'll bring those two worlds together so that we will link the marketing cloud and the creative cloud over time. So I think we're in a very exciting spot. We're pleased to be in the center of this change that's happening, and I'm confident about the future. And you know, so long as we continue to innovate and out-innovate our competition, I think we and our customers will do very well.
Some weeks before I've been in Cannes, and there I think you have a big presence, no? With your presence in this. So it's an important moment and an important festival for you. It's number one in the world advertising to be there with the creative people and with the advertisers. Yeah. It's for you. It's I don't know how many years you are starting, or you're putting it in Cannes?
We were there, I think it was our fourth year.
Fourth year, okay.
But the interesting thing for me is we're suddenly the flavour of the month. We're suddenly the girl or the guy at the dance that everyone wants to dance with.
Yes.
Whereas 4 years ago, that wasn't the case. Because I always think there's been a divide between agency creatives and technology.
Yes,
but now those divides are breaking down. Because quite honestly, you can have the best creative in the world if you don't deliver that to your target audience via digital, you're missing a trick, right? If it's just on print or TV, it's really just one section of the pie now, whereas it used to be the whole pie.
No, it's a good point that you are so strong in this kind of festival. Is something more, some other question something more you want to say before we finish this interview?
No, I would just like to implore people in Spain to, if you haven't tried our Creative Cloud yet, try it. You can sign up and use it free for a period of time. And if you're in marketing, check out the Adobe Marketing Cloud and make sure you're building skills in the space, because it's an incredible career opportunity for anyone in marketing or hoping to get into it to build skills in digital, understand what Adobe's doing. You can build a great career and hopefully provide great benefit to your company.
Okay, so thank you very much, Mark, for your time to speak with us, and thank you very much.
Thank you.